Turkey has begun to write a new chapter in its modern military history. Turkey's original military stealth aircraft, the National Combat Aircraft (MMU in Turkish TFX), has begun taxiing tests. The TFX, which took to the track with its own engines. The Turkish state-run defense industry agency or Savunma Sanayi Bakanlığı (SSB) chief, Ismail Demir tweeted that we said that we would take our national combat aircraft out of the hangar on March 18th. Our plane is on the runway today. The TFX project was started in 2010 and is run by Turkish Aerospace Industries (TAI). The company claims that the jet is a fifth-generation fighter with advanced features like stealth, AESA radar, infrared search and track, IRST system, etc. The completion of taxi trials is a major milestone of the program. TAI plans to complete the development process and induct the jet into the Turkish forces by 2030. According to various military experts, these timelines are very ambitious considering the fact that Turkey has never flown a manned fighter jet, let alone a fifth-generation jet, which even the Russians and Chinese have trouble mastering. Until now, TAI has only unveiled a prototype of her jet, a supersonic fighter trainer whose taxi trials were completed a day after, the 18th of March. The TFX did its first set of taxi trials the 17th of March. Some observers on Indian Twitter, however, have started to compare India's fifth-generation fighter jet Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft (AMCA), which was also started around the same time frame, 2009, as TFX. The observers complain about the slow speed of development of the AMCA program, for which they claim that even after more than a decade, the funding has not been released. It is worth noting, however, that Turkey has benefited heavily from the access to Western technology over the last several decades, which was not necessarily available to India. Turkey, part of the F-16 supply chain, has manufactured up to 75% of its own F-16 order, allowing it to build an impressive aerospace industrial base. It was an industrial partner for F-35 stealth fighter program as well, where it was supposed to manufacture about 900 components of the F-35 fifth-generation stealth fighter, before it was kicked out of the program for buying Russian S-400 surface-to-air missile defense system. Their involvement in these programs has helped Turkey receive advanced technologies and manufacturing experience, and helped in the development of an industrial base, which sped things up for Ankara. On the sidelines of Aero India 2023, the DRDO chief has claimed that the AMCA Phase 1 with the American GE F-414 engines will take its first flight only after 7 years and might take a further 3 years for induction, extending the timeline to 2030 to 2033. In Aero India 2023, however, various critical sub-components of the AMCA were displayed, like its internal weapon base, conformal antennas for communications, and radars, as well as actuators and other mechanical components. These components are an indication that the program is in full swing. India is also following a different philosophy than Turkey by indigenizing as many components and subsystems as possible in pursuit of reducing dependence on foreign countries. While Turkey, on the other hand, isn't indigenizing every component. They are sourcing subsystems and components from US and European markets. The strategy helps them to speed up the development timelines as well. Many analysts fear that just like the successful Turkish Bayraktar TB2 unmanned combat aerial vehicle (UCAV) program, the Turkish manned fighter jet program might also outrun India's fighter jet program, even though India had a head start of more than 20 years. India's first supersonic fighter jet, Tejas, had its first flight in 2001, but the first large-scale production order of 83 jets was only given in early 2021, with the first delivery in 2024. Earlier, the Indian Air Force had only given a limited-scale production order of only 40 Tejas Mk-1 jets. The Turkish aviation industry, in the span of 3 years, has come up with prototypes of 3 different stealth programs, with another flying winged stealth drone program, called Anchor 3, which broke cover yesterday, the 19th of March, while the DRDO and HAL programs do not even get funds and are almost always delayed by 5 to 10 years, says observers. Just 4 months ago, December 2022, another Turkish jet-powered drone, the Kızılelma, took its first flight as well. The observers also lament about the slow pace of the indigenous high-thrust jet engine program which India will develop with foreign engine makers, for which French Safran, British Rolls-Royce (RR) and American General Electric (GE) are in the fray. Turkey is working on developing its own jet engine as well. The Turkish had earlier tried to tie up with British engine maker Rolls-Royce, but the program fell through after Rolls-Royce backtracked on sharing intellectual property with Turkey. While Turkey's aviation industry has made impressive strides in the development of fighter jets and drones, their lack of prior experience in the field could pose challenges to the success of their ambitious projects. No country in the world has got it right the very first time. It takes decades of research and efforts to make a successful fighter jet program. Nevertheless, Turkish successes in the drone and fighter programs are a wake-up call for India, especially to the decision-makers in the armed forces who have, at least in the past, not been keen on indigenous programs, but instead relied on foreign suppliers. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.